KFC's famous recipe is locked inside a vault. It's guarded, split into parts, and treated like a national secret. But here's the part most people don't realize. That recipe isn't the real reason KFC tastes so addictive. The detail nobody talks about. There's something else behind KFC's chicken. Something less obvious. Less dramatic than a secret recipe, but far more powerful. It's the reason millions of people keep coming back, even when they already know exactly what it tastes like. And once you understand it, you start to see KFC very differently. The man behind it all. Before it became a global empire, KFC started with one man. Colonel Harlan Sanders wasn't a typical success story. He didn't build his business in his 20s or 30s. He didn't have investors or a big company backing him. In fact, by the time he started seriously pushing his chicken recipe, he was already in his 60s. He had failed multiple times in life. Jobs came and went, businesses didn't last, and at one point he was nearly broke. The journey. So he did something unusual. He took his recipe and hit the road, traveling across the country, meeting restaurant owners one by one, offering them a deal. Use my recipe and I'll take a small cut. That was it. No brand, no system, just belief in one thing, his chicken. The Rejections. But belief alone wasn't enough. Most people said no, and not just a few, hundreds, then more. It's often said he faced over 1,000 rejections. Think about what that means. Driving from place to place, hearing no again and again, with no guarantee it would ever work. Most people would have stopped long before that point, but he didn't. The first break. Eventually, one restaurant said yes, and that changed everything. Because once people tried the chicken, they noticed something. It tasted different, better, more consistent. And that's where the foundation of KFC began. The famous recipe. At the center of it all is the now legendary formula, 11 herbs and spices. It's one of the most talked about recipes in the food industry. Protected, divided, hidden. No single person knows the full combination. And that mystery became part of the brand. It made people curious. It gave KFC an identity, something unique, something difficult to copy. But here's the reality. The recipe matters. It defines the flavor. It gives KFC its signature taste. But a recipe alone doesn't build a global brand. Because having a good recipe is one thing. Delivering that same recipe perfectly, every single time, in every location, is something completely different. The real shift. This is where the story changes, because the real strength of KFC isn't just what they cook, it's how they cook it. The system behind it. The power of process. Every piece of chicken that goes into a KFC kitchen follows a process. It's inspected, cut in specific ways, prepared in a controlled format, seasoned with exact measurements. Nothing is random. Nothing is left to personal judgment. Because once you scale food globally, consistency becomes everything. Why consistency is hard. Think about how difficult it is to cook the same dish twice at home. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. Small changes make big differences. Now imagine doing that across thousands of locations, different staff, different environments, different countries, and still delivering the exact same result. That's not easy. That's engineered. The cooking method that changed everything. Now let's talk about one of the most important parts of KFC's process. Pressure frying. This isn't standard frying. It's a controlled system where chicken is cooked under pressure. Why does that matter? Because it changes the outcome. The pressure locks in moisture, so the chicken stays juicy inside. At the same time, the outer layer becomes crispy. That balance is difficult to achieve with traditional frying, but with pressure frying, it becomes repeatable. Reducing variation. In most restaurants, fried chicken can vary a lot. Sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's too oily, sometimes it's overcooked. But KFC's method reduces those differences. It narrows the range of possible outcomes, which means customers know what they're getting. Every time. The build-up. At this point, it might seem like we've found the answer. Recipe plus cooking method. That's the secret. But there's still one more layer, and it's not about the food itself. It's about the experience, the psychological factor. Your brain is constantly learning patterns, especially when it comes to food. When you eat something and enjoy it, your brain remembers it. Not just the taste, but the entire experience. Now here's where it gets interesting. If that experience is consistent, your brain starts to trust it. The habit loop. This creates a loop. You try KFC, you enjoy it, you come back. And when you return, it tastes the same. That reinforces the experience. Stronger memory, stronger association, and over time, a habit forms. Why that feels addictive? This is what people describe as addictive, not because of one ingredient, not because of one flavor, but because of consistency. Your brain knows what to expect, and it likes that. Predictability feels safe, reliable, comfortable. Beyond flavor. This is why copying the recipe isn't enough. Even if someone recreated the exact spices without the system, the result would be different. Less controlled, less predictable, less consistent. And that difference matters, because people don't just return for flavor, they return for certainty. The system at scale. KFC didn't just build a recipe, they built a system that could scale. Training processes, cooking standards, equipment requirements, quality control systems, everything designed to reduce variation. Because when you remove variation, you increase reliability. The brand connection. Even the slogan plays a role. Finger-licking good. It's simple, memorable, and tied directly to the experience. Then there's, it's not just food, it's KFC. The brand reinforces the product, and the product reinforces the brand. The illusion of simplicity. From the outside, KFC looks simple. Fried chicken, a familiar taste, a recognizable logo. But behind it is a layered system. Agriculture, supply chains, food science, engineering, psychology, all working together. Why it works everywhere. This system is what allows KFC to exist worldwide. Different cultures, different countries, different expectations. And yet, the core experience remains the same. That's not coincidence, that's design. Yes, the recipe is locked in a vault. Yes, it's protected. Yes, it's part of the story. But the vault isn't the real secret. The real secret is consistency. The system, the process, the ability to deliver the same taste, the same texture, the same satisfaction again and again, no matter where you are. From Kentucky to Karachi, Tokyo to Toronto, the chicken tastes familiar. The crunch, the seasoning, the aroma, it's all engineered to be identical. Behind every bucket is a framework of training, supply chains, and quality control. Ingredients are sourced to strict standards. Cooking methods are replicated with precision. Staff are trained to follow procedures that leave no room for improvisation. This isn't just food, it's brand identity. Customers don't walk into KFC for surprise, they walk in for certainty. That certainty is built on a system designed to eliminate variation. And that's why KFC isn't just a restaurant, it's a global experience. A promise kept, one crispy bite at a time. The next time you eat KFC, think about what you're actually experiencing. Not just flavor, but predictability, a controlled result, a system built to remove uncertainty. Because in the end, that's what keeps people coming back. So what do you think? Is it really the recipe or is it the system behind it? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Because once you start looking deeper, you realize there's always more behind what seems simple.